The Olympic torch relay back on track in China's eastern port city of Ningbo, this time toned down, starting with a minute of silence for the victims of the Sichuan earthquake. Scenes of destruction, death, and suffering beamed across the world have elicited widespread sympathy overseas. Many world leaders visited Chinese embassies to express condolences. Some even praised China's rescue efforts.
And I want to say that the resilience that has been shown by the Chinese people, the effort that has been made by the President Premier Wen and all those in authority to save lives is nothing short of magnificent.
Governments, businesses, and private organizations have offered generous aid in cash and relief goods. Experts say such sympathy gives Beijing a morale boost less than 3 months before it holds the Summer Olympics.
China desperately needed a more positive public image, and this earthquake, I think, in a way, saved the Olympics.
Weeks before the earthquake, Chinese Olympic organizers faced a public relations disaster. Human rights activists challenged China's right to host the Games, condemning its policies on Darfur, Tibet, and other controversial issues. They hounded the international leg of the Olympic torch relay, triggering angry protests from Chinese who supported the Beijing Olympics. Now the earthquake has turned China into an underdog.
If the human rights activists continue to push for the human rights violation issue, and that makes them look not very human.
Now, pro-Tibet activists overseas hold vigils for the earthquake victims instead of anti-China protests. The Dalai Lama himself has called for a moratorium on protests, saying, "We fully support the Olympic Games and the Olympic torch. I appeal, particularly inside Tibet, people should not disrupt the Olympic torch when they visit." Even the Tibetan government in exile, echoing the Dalai Lama, has called on Tibetans across the world to avoid staging demonstrations in front of the Chinese embassy, at least until the end of May. Jaime FlorCruz, CNN, Beijing.